What up? What up? What up? What's up, everybody? I wanted to come and talk to you ladies about the three words that to me have been a complete and total distraction to the plight of Black women. And those three words are I can't breathe. There are over 70 cases of minority groups of men uttering those words. Those three words always kind of had me reaching for sympathy because I just didn't feel any. So I got to asking myself, over the course of time, listening to those words, seeing the footage of those words, seeing it printed on t shirts, whole movements being built behind it. And I still could not reach for sympathy. It's not that I rejoiced, I didn't rejoice. I just couldn't find the sympathy behind those three words. And so to me, it just got me to thinking a little bit more deeply on those three words and why I had a very difficult time finding sympathy with the words I can't breathe. I just didn't I just didn't have it. And I knew there was a reason for it. I knew there was a reason for my lack of sympathy. And literally, I've been thinking about those three words. I think maybe with the James Brown case was the first time I started thinking about them. So that was in 2012, July 15th to be exact. And that was when I could not reach or find or locate the sympathy for those words. And even before then, we had Willie Banks, December 29th, 2011. Couldn't breathe. We also had Byron Williams, September 5th, 2019. I can't breathe. And we all know the case that the community expected for Black women to really, really protest for, and that was George Floyd. George Floyd not only uttered the three words, I can't breathe, but he also called for his mother, his Black mother. George Floyd had biracial children and was with a white woman. It took me years to ponder on those three words. It literally did. Connected to the pro-Black movement, I had to really dig deep and find out why those three words never resonated with me, why I never felt sympathy, why I didn't feel like getting up off my couch and helping anybody, why I turned the channel every time I seen the footage on these cases. Why was I so disconnected from the three words, I can't breathe? And it finally came to me 2 days ago why I was so disconnected from the words, I can't breathe. Because it took me years. I couldn't correlate the connection. I couldn't find it. I couldn't locate it. And like I said, I didn't rejoice, but I just didn't have any empathy for it and any connection to those three words. And do you know why I finally figured out why I had no connection to those three words? I had no connection to those three words because Black men don't have a connection to the three words that are significant to Black women the most. that should come from a Black man, but they don't. Not in action, not in words, not in protection, not in provision, not financially, not collectively. And what are the three words that Black women want to hear from Black men the most that we never, ever hear? Collectively. What are the three words that will be important to us as a collective of Black women when it comes to the support of Black men? Thank you, Christy. Thank you. I love you. It took me years to figure out why I was so disconnected from the I can't breathe movement and why those words just didn't pull at my heartstring, and why I watched George Floyd wallow on the ground, call for his mother and say he can't breathe, and it was like I was just watching a movie. There was no emotional connection. And I think it's because Black men removed the words I love you from Black women so many years ago that I am completely disconnected when it comes to the collective. So since there is no I love you there, why should you be able to breathe? Why should you? And why should I feel sympathy for it? It took me a while. It did. That was something. And I ponder on a lot of different things. But those words, I can't breathe, was just so deep in me as far as to why I was so disconnected. And when I finally was able to put it together, I realized because I love you is not the collective feeling for Black men. So if I love you is not the collective feeling for Black men against Black women, why should I be worried about you breathing? Why should I care that you can't breathe? I can't give you what I ain't got. I can't. You removed it many, 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 many years ago. I don't think I've ever had really a collective concern for Black men. Because by the time that I was old enough to get to that age where I would have the collective concern, I had already figured them out. I knew who they were in elementary school. I knew who they were in middle school. I knew who they were in high school. I knew who the mammies were. I knew all about Tyrone because I've never been one to go by what people say to me. I always pay attention to what you do. I'm very observant. This is why I say people can have 1,000 degrees, but common sense sometimes never enters the room for some people. I literally live my life based off of my common sense. Common sense will get me further than any level of education I've ever acquired in my life. So I never connected to the words I can't breathe. And that's because it wasn't my concern. It wasn't my concern. Now, had love been a primary factor, the words I love you, a primary factor in the collective when it came to their energy towards Black women, if that love had been visual and apparent and everywhere, then maybe the words I can't breathe would have resonated with me somewhere along the way. But they just didn't, because as a collective, the love isn't there towards Black men to Black women. So if there's not a feeling of protection, coming from the men as a collective. Why should I be concerned when you can't handle yourself physically? Why should I be concerned? I feel absolutely nothing with that audio I posted up of George Floyd taking his last breath. I feel nothing. Now, just because I don't feel anything doesn't mean I think it's funny. It doesn't mean I'm going to laugh. It just means I'm very indifferent to the plight of Black men. I don't have really any affiliation or connection to it. I don't get bothered by it. I don't feel the need to protect them as a collective. Um, I don't feel bad when I see videos of police brutality. I just have no feeling about it at all. I can give my opinion on what it is that I think I see or do see, or, whatever the case is, but I have no connection. So I can't connect to the words "I can't breathe" when the words "I love you" was never a factor. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons why they can't breathe is because the words "I love you" was never a factor. One of the reasons why Black men can't breathe is because the words "I love you" to Black women was never a factor. They didn't put it at the top of the list of things to do, even though they were benefiting profusely from the plight of Black women and the strength in a matriarchal society, which is the Black community. And the matriarchs of the Black community are Black women. So even though they were benefiting, they still didn't feel the need to say those three words. They didn't feel a need to say it at all. So this is one of the main reasons why we see them saying, "I can't breathe." And one of the main reasons why we get to see them take their last breath is because they didn't choose to breathe life and love into Black women. Why do you think we're on the opposite side of watching it? They didn't breathe any life or love into the collective of Black women, which is why we get to see them take their last breath, and why we'll continue to get to see them take their last breath, because they made a collective decision as men to not breathe any life, love, or stability into us. They made a collective decision not to fight, not to stand up, not to do anything. So, since they decided not to breathe life into us, why do you think we get to see them take their last breath? When you think a little deeply on it, it always makes sense. This is why we get to sit with our hands clasped across each other and our legs crossed at the bottom and just look from the comfort of our own homes that we've built ourselves, the homes that we've paid the bills and upheld ourselves in for years for ourselves, the homes that we've raised our children in, the homes where we've raised our grandchildren in, the homes where some of y'all done took care of these men and they done acted a fool. This is why we get to sit here and watch from the comfort of our own homes on our television and not do nothing but watch. Void emotion. Void emotion. Void emotion, no emotion. No emotion. We're immune to it because it's what's due to us. It's that. This is why you would have never caught me with a "I can't breathe" shirt anywhere near me nor around me. I've been in public where I've seen black men getting arrested or getting pulled over, and I just walk by like I don't see it. It's not my business. It's not my concern. I don't have anything to do with that. The connection, if you have a connection to the words "I can't breathe," may I ask why? May I ask why? I mean, I would really like to know. What is your connection to those words? What is your connection? Because what I really think it is, I think it's you're more so holding on to the three words that was never given to you by black men, which was the words "I love you." And since those words were never giving to you, you're fighting mentally in your mind when you see them fighting for their lives, because you feel if you fight hard enough, you'll somehow get rewarded those words that were never given to you, even though you don't even get to see that the spiritual reward is watching him say, "I can't breathe." Sounds cruel, but it's real. The spiritual reward is watching black men say, "I can't breathe," because they never choose or chose to say, "I love you." And most women won't understand that. Most women will take it and make it seem like it's evil. Oh, she hates black men. There are consequences and repercussions for everything you do in this world. And you running around here trying to prevent the consequences of black men just places the consequences on you. So you can sit there and keep on fighting because you feel like him saying he can't breathe. Oh, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. He can't breathe. He can't breathe. And he chose not to love you either. His whole life, he chose not to love you. He made a decision not to love you. He made a decision to love something that don't look nothing like him, don't look like his mama, don't look like his sister, didn't even look like that black daughter he ain't want to have nothing to do with. But you gonna sit up there on the curb and cry and record and be mad because he can't breathe when he ain't never even loved you and chose not to love you. Made a decision not to love you. He didn't love what looked like his mama, but he was calling on his mama. I'm just saying. I ain't saying you need to be going around here and become one of those black women that's rejoicing and happy and oh my God, look at them and laughing and cackling and kikiing. No, because then you're gonna get karma coming back your way. No, we don't do that. We push it out. We just become indifferent. We don't feel anything. Not happiness, not joy, not nothing. It's just we don't feel anything. All we get to do is watch our enemies become our footstool, and we just sit and watch, just a sitting and a looking. You know, a lot of us black women, that's all we doing is just sitting and looking. We ain't got to do nothing. These black men gonna show us every single time. Every single time. They're going to do all the work for you. You do not have to argue with them on a panel. You do not have to talk to them, reconcile with them, reason with them, agree with them, come to some type of mediation with them. You do not have to do nothing but sit and look. Look and sit. That is all you got to do. They are going to walk themselves to their own grave every single fucking time. Every single time. You don't got to do a motherfucking not a thing. All you got to do is sit and look, look and sit. We all got our dresses to wear and listen. And crosses to bear. Just wear your little dress and let him collect them crosses to bear. Because you ain't got nothing to do with them crosses he gonna bear. Just put on your little dress you like to wear. And sit and look and sit. That's it. Clap your hands together and twiddle your thumbs back and forth as you watch them walk right into a grave every single motherfucking time. It happens every single fucking time. Literally. Sit and look, look and sit. Sit and look, look and sit, look and sit. Even when you out in public, don't record nothing for nobody. If you see him over there tussling, you just keep going because you mess around and catch a bullet because he over there tussling for something you don't even know nothing about. Get in your car, pull off, go to the comfort of your own home because you got sense enough to have one and he ain't got sense enough to have no home. He probably ain't even got no home. He probably living with that Becky. That's where Georgia was probably living, with that Becky. And see, you ain't got time for that. Just think about the black girl that sat out there recording all that nobody gave her no recognition for. Okay? Nobody gave her no recognition for recording all that and getting all that into the right hands. It was a black woman once again. A black woman once again helping a black man. Meanwhile, this black man got biracial children and don't care about his fully black children. I'm telling y'all, it was a reason why I did not connect to the words I can't breathe. And I'm so happy I finally came to the reason why. I mean, I knew I didn't give a fuck. I mean, I knew that. I mean, of course, I knew, I did not care. Of course, I knew that. But I was still like, why don't I, why I want to know, I want to be able to say why I don't care. I want to be able to realize why I don't care. And it was because the words I love you had never been uttered as a collective to me, as far as the energy goes when it comes to black people. There is no love from black men to black women, not at all. So if there's no love being given, why should black women be putting themselves in precarious situations to help you as a collective when there's no love being given back to black women? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I know that sounds very simple, but these three words, pure and simple. Pure and simple. You show love, you get it back. When you show love and you give love, you get it back. There is definitely a reason why Black women are awakening and walking away from the collective, which is thank God, hallelujah. Thank God, hallelujah. But there's a reason why Black women are waking up and walking away from the collective. It's because they don't feel any love. Love is reciprocal. So when you get love, you feel the need to give it back. And if you ain't getting none, you don't give it back. So I don't think Black women should be running around here with those I can't breathe t-shirts on. You looking like a real fool out here. You looking like a real fool out here. I can tell you that much. Hi, how are you?
Hi, darling. How are you?
I can't hear you. You might be on mute.
Okay. Can you hear me
I think
now?
you're on mute
How do you unmute it?
because I can see your mic moving, but I can't hear you.
Oh, shoot. Let me see. Hello?
You might need to take your mic off mute.
I just did.
Yeah, I think that person was on mute. I'll drop the link for you again just in case you want to come up. But yeah, your mic was on mute because I could see your mic moving, but I couldn't see you. Well, I can't hear her. I couldn't hear her. Let's see. Yeah, I couldn't hear y'all. Oh, there she is again. Hold on for a second. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear this person. Let
Oh
me
my
see.
God. Hello? 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 Hello?
Okay, I'm back, but I still can't hear her. I don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to figure it out on my can y'all hear me now? Because I just came back in. I was on mute because I was trying to figure out the headset and everything, but I was on mute. So okay, so I know y'all can hear me because my mic is moving. Okay, so I don't know what is going on, what I did wrong, because I have been fooling around with this thing all day. That's why I ain't been live, because I told y'all I got a lot of new devices and everything, and I really don't know how to work them like that. I'm figuring it out on my own. But y'all can see, y'all can hear her, but I cannot hear her. Yeah, I cannot hear her. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to add her again, but I don't think I'm going to be able to hear her. Hello?
Hello?
See, I can't hear her. All I can see is her mic moving. And she not on mute. Because I checked that. Let's see. Let me edit her settings. Let me see if I can. Let me turn up her mic volume. Okay, I did that.
Hello?
So she's not on mute. Let me see if I can hear this person. Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
See, I can't hear nobody.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know what the problem is. But y'all can hear everybody, and I can't hear nobody. So I don't know, y'all. I'm going to have to figure this out later. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure this out later. Because this is too much. Let me see. Audio. Okay, so let me redrop the link and see if it worked one last time. I know you can hear me, Cynthia. Everybody in the audience can hear me, but I can't hear them on. I can't hear them up when they come up. So I can't talk to them. I can't talk to them and communicate with them if I can't hear them. Yes. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
See, yeah. Hold on for a second, y'all.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
See, nope, it ain't working.
Hi, Cynthia G. I see you in the chat. Hi, darling. Thank you for your good work.
Yeah, y'all, it ain't working. I don't know what it is. Because I can't hear nothing. Let me see. Alrighty. Yeah, I think it's the I definitely think it's the I think it's the audio. Yeah, I think it's the audio because I can't hear anybody.
Can you hear me?
No, what I'm saying is I understand what y'all saying in the chat. Y'all saying that the panelists can hear me, but I can't hear them. Is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I
Okay.
can't hear them. Oh God. This is aggravating. Thanks, Hassan. Talking some technical difficulties. It was funny. That's exactly what it is, honey. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And I should do a test run every time I do this because lately, because y'all know I typically don't have these problems, but lately I've been using different things, trying different things, doing all types of different stuff lately. And I don't ever do the test run. I just always just jump right up here with y'all and get to talking. So hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Okay. Come on, y'all. Okay. Let's see. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me and if I'm clear. Okay, so everybody that was just in the back, you guys can come back up. I just had to switch to a different device. And I definitely thank you, Virgo, for saying that because I think it is the new headset. I brought two and I was using the first one. It was really clear, it was all good. And then I started using the second one, and they got a lot of little things on the side to where you can click this and click that and all of this and this and that. So yeah. Okay, so let me get my little thing back in here. But everybody that was just in the back that has the link, you guys can come up. Back up. I'm on a different device now, so it should be all good. I should be able to hear you. This one I'm more familiar with, so. Okay, so let me get it in the back. Hold on. Okay. So back to the conversation because I got a little distracted there. And thank you all for being patient through my technical difficulties. But I want to talk to Black women about what do they feel, what do they hear when they hear the words "I can't breathe." I want to know what's your connection to those words. Hey, thank you for being so patient to come up. I'm using new devices, so it's a little cranky for me right now. But I want to know, what do you feel when you hear the words "I can't breathe"?
As far as how I feel about it, I feel nothing. Um, I mean, a lot of women don't understand what men have done on this earth to women. I'm from Haiti. my grandmother come from a matriarchal, like, spiral line of women, and she told me stories about it. So when I see all this stuff going on with black men, I really don't feel them because they're getting everything that they put out, and it is pure spiritual to me. You know, I was married for 15 years, and I already knew what it was, but it's just like, I mean, it's trickery at its finest to me because literally, as women, we got domesticated really bad. And the fact that now, with the George Floyd and all the black men getting murdered and stuff, literally, from my ancestry, what I'm told when I was a child, all my ancient mothers got murdered. So I don't feel shit. And that's my standpoint on it because they're getting back everything that they put out, you know.
That's my sentiments too. I kind of feel like it's just like really like kind of like payback spiritual, like it to me it's like a spiritual debt. I think that's why we're so disconnected from it. But Luna, what do you feel when you hear the words I can't breathe?
No, I'm in agreement with her. I don't feel anything either. And I want to specify because I know I've said quite a few times that I hate black men, but it's the collective mindset of most black men and what they choose to represent for themselves and how they present themselves. That is what I hate. And that was why I ultimately divested. It had nothing to do with hating a black man for just simply being black. None of us hate black men for that reason. We hate the way they act and we hate the way they present themselves. But when I hear the terms I can't breathe, I didn't initially feel anything for it. I was actually one of the people who did protest along with everyone else. Unfortunately, I regret that now, but because I felt bad for the way that it happened, but after the first protest and I started thinking about it, I was like, this man didn't even try to fight. That was a big dude. When Jonathan Pittman punked that little dude out his neighborhood, they were complaining that he was too little. George Floyd was a big boy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't try to move, he didn't try to fight, he didn't do anything. He just laid there and just accepted fate. I felt bad initially for the way it happened and that everybody got to see it worldwide, but even that feeling immediately left. When I started seeing how the collective of black men moved ultimately, and it just, and ultimately, like, even now, I don't feel anything. When I see a black man get stopped by the cops, I don't feel anything. When I see them say, oh, the black man's the most hated, I don't feel anything. It's hard to feel things for them because for the longest time they've done nothing but promote themselves, talk about themselves, do things in accordance to themselves. I mean, even when they have families, all they do is talk about themselves.
I think one thing that black women have a very difficult time coming to grips with is that they do hate black men. And I don't think that black women hate black men for a long period of time because we're typically able to move, well, most of us are typically able to move ourselves out of that stage of bitterness. I think that black women hate the word bitter because it's literally been brutalized against black women. But black men will put you in a position of bitterness. They will put you in a position to be bitter because everything about them is misery, dysfunction, is poverty, is struggle, and it's only because they present it that way. It's only because they present being black as a struggle. They look at it like you aren't the blackest person if you aren't struggling. You have to be struggling somewhere to be black. Black men are the ones who really made way for so many black women who date outside of their race to determine black love as struggle love when we all know that all black people aren't struggling. That's just not the truth. So it's like black men, because they present Black love as a struggle. They present everything we go through as a struggle. They present the race as a whole complete struggle. They have victimized it to a point to where it is utterly ridiculous. Like you can't even feel comfortable being Black, being happy to be Black, living in Blackness, being happy, smiling, shining, sitting up under the sun. See, that's what Black women is doing when we think about being Black. That is what we think. We think melanin, we think beauty, we think pride, we think elegance, we think being regal. It's so many beautiful aspects of being Black to us. But Black men have made it to where it's only based around the struggle and it's based around white men. They have literally placed white men at the head of what's being Black. Because you can't even talk to Black men about being Black without them bringing up white men. White men might as well just become the new Black. As much as Black men talk about them, they might as just well be the new Black men. Because you can't talk to Black men about being Black without them bringing up white men. So I think that Black women just need to come to the sense that, yes, you hate them right now, okay? Yeah, you're going to get past it. You're going to move along because Black women are extremely resilient. But it's okay for you, once you make that wake-up call that a lot of Black women have to come into, it is okay for you to say, hey, I hate you motherfuckers. Once you accept that you have hated them all along, you never liked them. Let's just be real here. You never fucking liked Black men, but it was stuffed down your fucking neck along with the watermelon and the chicken to love these motherfuckers. It was stuffed down your neck, down your throat, down your brain to love them, support them, defend them. So you don't feel comfortable saying, I hate Black men. That's why you see so many Black women coming to the realization and they be uncomfortable saying that. They be like, oh, no, I don't. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. No, yes, you do. You've been hating them. You just was hating them in silence because you knew if you got too loud, the mammies was going to come for you. Your great auntie was going to come for you. Your cousin was going to come for you. Your man was going to, everybody was going to hate you because you ain't like them and you was calling them on their shit. No, you hate them. It's okay to say you hate them. It's just is not okay to stay there in the hate because hate is going to consume you. But you can acknowledge the fact that you hated them, period. Because they don't present nothing to love. When you think about them, look at all the motherfuckers over there right now going through this pro-Black shit. That is what Black men present about being Black. They don't present it without talking about white men. I'm going to start calling white men Black. That's what I'm going to start doing. They're Black to me now. Now I'm going to start calling them Black because they're doing everything that Black men sit on the porch cussing us out about what they need to be doing and what we need to be doing to support them to get to that position. But white men are already doing that. So why don't we just label them Black and label Black men white?
Actually, you're right. I felt like my first few boyfriends when I was younger were actually white, and then as I got older, I felt the pressure from other women and other people in the community to procreate Black, and that if I didn't, I would be a coon or I would be like, a sellout or something like that because of everything he quote unquote goes through.
Yeah, and that's true because as far as my upbringing, I live in Arkansas. I'm from like down south. I was born and raised here, and that's all you know. And basically, I had a meltdown with my sons the other day because I have 4 sons and I have 3 daughters. And it's just like, I'm just tired of y'all. Y'all getting on my fucking nerve. You just ignorant and they just do shit. And my sons literally think that I do hate men. But I told them I don't hate them. I hate your behavior. It's just like, it's like something happened to you. And I try to teach my son, and tell him like, man, it's a spiritual thing that's going on with you while you the way you are. You don't know it. I see it. I see it in all Black men. I see the trickery. I see the fuckery. It just got so like clear, and the fact that you want to entertain it and women do come at you because you don't want to entertain it. And it makes them mad. You know, for me being down here, you know, we are Southern people are like super religious. I mean, to the bone.
Yeah, y'all sure are.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm not. But I mean, my as far as the circle and the environment that I'm in, it's like you always protect them, make sure they taken care of, whatever they need, fix their plate. They come before everybody. I was
Fix
raised
the
like
plate.
that. Yeah, fix their plate. He
Fix
eat before everybody eat. That's where that is the nature of where I come from. That is true. But when I, as a little girl, when I first came into like my family, I already knew something wasn't right. I just didn't really get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking like every man in my family was just a motherfucking horrible person. But I seen everybody catering to them. So as a little girl growing up in this environment, it's like that's all you know. And then like myself for the last 12, 13 years, I'm not like that no more. So I got ostracized really bad. And I'm still getting ostracized to this day because I don't think like that. And my thing for me is that, you know, I got taught stuff. Women in my family told you stuff, but you didn't say nothing. You just went along with it so you wouldn't, you know, have those type of problems. But at the same time, it's like the shit way down on you. I've been abused, I've been raped, all kind of shit down here. A lot of people talk about, you know, the South and the North. I can understand why women went to the North, because down here in the South, it's funky as shit. I mean, real bad. And don't nobody say nothing. Everybody act like it's just okay. You know, crazy shit go down, like down here in the rural areas where I'm from. It's crazy, but don't nobody say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And this is like a part of life, like breathing. You know, it's just like this how it is. You know, and I understand, like, you know, through the transformation of myself, because I had to do a lot of work on myself for me to get to the point where I am now. And I can understand more women. I'm grateful for every woman that I do come in contact with, because it's like for women like me that come from down here in the rural area, because I was raised in a town with 280 people. That's it. We don't know too much down here, you know. But you know something still ain't right because you see the patterns. That's what I've seen. It was the same thing through every generation. And it's like, what the fuck happened to us? But then, like I said, my grandma told me stories about us, but that kind of got like pushed against the side. You take care of him and that's it. God gonna take care of everything. Jesus gonna take care of everything. That's how you know Southern women are mostly raised. And
Mm.
that's all you do. You don't have a mind. You don't have a thought of your own. And it's just, it's just amazing how I'm looking at how all this is coming out, because it's like shit. I knew niggas like people in New York looking, I knew people like that you walked around every day that did that type of shit. Then nobody say nothing.
But see, I wanted to read this comment. Thank you, Island Girl. Island Girl says, I was never male identified from the time I was a kid. I saw how horrible men were.
Yeah.
Same for me. I was always different than everybody else. Women didn't relate to me because I didn't relate to men like that. Women felt like I was mean, or I was gay, or before they could decide what I was. This was an earlier time. I'm in my 40s, so
Wait, how did they
there
think you were gay?
because I didn't adapt to men like that. I didn't take to men like that. I didn't like them like that. I just didn't like them as people. I still don't. I don't
Mm.
really like men as people. I prefer to be friend really nobody, because I'm an introvert, to be quite fucking frank. I like myself, okay? And that may seem cocky to a lot of people, but I like myself. And then if I like somebody or I see somebody I like, I choose who I want to be around. I do not let people choose to be around me. I don't. I enjoy my own fucking company. I always have. So a lot of women just could not understand me. So they associated my behavior with, I had to be gay. She got to be gay. Why she don't like being around men like that? Why she always talking to men like that? Why she don't like men? They always viewed it as I like. What my thing is, what is there about men to like? Women run around here acting like men just have these beautiful personalities that you just supposed to fall in love with. If men was that fucking dope, why has no bitches snatched them the fuck up? Why are women so motherfucking miserable and bitter? Why do you think the collective of women are so miserable and bitter, including white women? Because men fucking suck. That is just a flat out truth. Like a lot of women just don't want to be honest about that. They just don't. And I just and this is why I could not relate to women for the most part, because they was just lying to their fucking self. I'm like, how's you sitting up here just lying to yourself? You see how they are. You see how you got to dumb yourself down to even be around these motherfuckers. You see that you can't even be in your true essence. You telling your homegirl one thing, and then when you get around these men, you completely different person. Like if you got to do all of that just to maintain a suitable relationship with a man, it's not real. And I've been seeing that my whole life with women. Women are petrified at being themselves in front of men. And if you show who they really are in front of a man, they view you as the enemy.
Yeah, not
So
just
I
that.
didn't get along. I've been new, y'all. I know a lot of people come on here and they say, oh, be patient with the women that's just now opening up and just now awakening. I understand that. I do. I do understand because I promote the awakening, of course. So if I promote the awakening, it's because I'm trying to share what I already knew with other women. So that's the whole point of me doing it. So I promote the awakening. I love to see it. But my thing is, y'all got to understand, I'm tired. This is why I go on hiatuses and I don't be here for, because I really get tired of speaking the same thing. I do it for y'all, but I'm tired though. Because I'm already there, and then I get a bunch of motherfucking bitches in my comments arguing with me about shit, and it's just like I went through that growing up, y'all. I went through that growing up. I went through it through middle school. I went through it through high school, through my 20s. I've lost friendships. I got cousins that don't talk to me, all because of their male identified fucking behavior. And that shit gets exhausting. When bitch, I know you already know these motherfuckers ain't shit. You just still want to be able to get dick. Newsflash, you're gonna get dick regardless. If anything, you're going to get it in abundance because men are so fucking stupid, dumb, retarded, and remedial that they literally seek out the woman who doesn't want to fuck them the most.
Not just that, but to elaborate on what you were talking about, women's fear. I think I think black women are terrified of acknowledging that they might potentially hate black men. That for s- I think they don't know how to feel about it because in their heads maybe some of them are thinking like, well, if I hate black men, what does that say about me? And I think I went through that as well because I used to be extremely male identified, like literally about a year and a half ago. I wouldn't have even been on like one of your live streams or whatever because I would have just thought you were out of your mind. And then, after I got the same black man and after my ex, did what he did to me, I realized like, no, this is just who they are and this is what they've always been. And I think I did go through a short period where I was bitter. I was definitely bitter. I remember talking to my therapist about it. I'm just like, nothing I do changes his behavior. And it almost seems as though even if I'm as sweet as I can be, if I'm talking completely rational, if I'm giving him good talking points and the reasons why I'm upset about something, he doesn't care. It's almost like they don't understand it. It's almost like unless you're actually going off on them, cursing them out, degrading them, that they cannot actually comprehend what you're saying. And I've actually dealt with that so many times. I've sat there and I've had rational conversations with black men, especially, ones that I've been with in the past, and they they don't respect you. The more docile and the more traditional and the more effeminate you are, the more they hate you, the more they treat you like shit, the more they want to like break you out of that. Like to the point where I feel like they are obsessed with being degraded and being told what to do. It's almost like some weird mommy fetish that they have where they feel like unless you're doing that, you're not really for them, or unless you're like degrading them and telling them what to do, that you're not really about them, or I don't know what it is, but it's like some weird mommy degrading fetish.
It's like for me, I don't because black men don't even fucking like their mothers. That's a myth too. The myth that black men love their mothers and all of that shit is a fucking myth. Okay. Most black men got mammies for mothers and they can't stand them because their mother is a clear representation that they ain't worth shit because their mother typically done had to do everything for them for most of their lives. And all they did was transfer everything they mommy had to do for them onto their girlfriends and their wives. Okay. And black men are notorious for calling their girlfriends their wives. They girlfriend gonna be their wife, but never their wife.
Facts.
So it's like you're gonna be over there cooking all his meals, washing all his clothes, and he's gonna be acting like a fucking infant, not doing anything because all he did was transfer. If you ask a black man what do he view as a good black woman, it will really sound like a slave. It's gonna sound like a fucking slave. Like a slave, a woman that can cook and clean. And see, listen. The cook and clean thing, y'all know I will go to town on that topic because I hate hearing black women talk about the reason they cook and clean for a man is because he takes care of them. What were you doing before he entered your home, ma'am? What were you doing? What were you starving? You were cooking and cleaning for yourself, I'm sure. I hope so. So it's just like the whole rhetoric behind everything that black men say and do is just dumb. This is why I can't understand why, and this is no shade to nobody. I don't get what took black women so long. I don't get why you didn't see it when we were children. Like, look how mean they fucking was. They was mean.
It's the not all black women and wanting to find your special unicorn who's just so different from all the other black men. I feel like when I was in my most male identified stage that I literally went to the point where I was just like, okay, well, he's like that and he's like that and he's like that and he's like that. But that's not all black men. They can't all be like that. It's just, I'm doing something wrong and I'm not finding the right one. I really thought it was me at that time.
Like for me, it was extremely difficult for me, y'all, to even fit in the community at all because everybody thought I was fucking crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy. All of my friends thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was mean. They was like, oh, she must like girls because she always be mean to all of our boyfriends. Their boyfriends wasn't worth shit. And see, this is when I was still young and I didn't know how to just go with the flow. You know, when you be that age, your friend got an ancient boyfriend, you probably just practically telling that nigga to his face. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't got that coof at the time to be a little bit more chill and realize that people, make their own decisions. You can't decide for other people. But when you you 14 years old, your friendships is everything. Your friendships is everything. So if your friend get a little stupid little boyfriend and you see he's stupid, you flat out just saying it at that age. But now I'm a little bit older. I know better. But I'm telling y'all, I was literally a unicorn in my community. I'm still a unicorn around black people, still to this day. When I start talking about the things that I think about the community and about the collective, black people look at me like I'm a traitor. Seriously. When I didn't have a problem with Trump, I couldn't talk to mostly none of my black friends about it. They didn't understand why I didn't have a problem with Trump.
They probably still don't.
They didn't understand why I was not going to vote for Biden. They didn't understand that. So it's like, trust me, being this way has not made me comfortable in life. So that's primarily where my confidence comes from. I do get my feelings hurt sometimes, but that's where my confidence comes from, for real. That's what aids me the ability to bounce back because I've been going through it my whole life. Black women ain't never liked me. Black men ain't never liked me. Just that simple. Black people in general ain't never fucked with me. Never in life. They always felt like I was crazy. I wanted to be white. But it was the dysfunction that I couldn't get with. Like, what the fuck? Y'all niggas think this shit is normal? The shit that black people think is normal is insane.
And you know what's even more sad about that whole Trump thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the majority of black people were saying they wanted Trump out the office because he was racist, as if every single one of our presidents haven't been racist. I
Thank
think
you.
they were scared about the fact that he was so open and honest about it because they wanted to live in their fairy tale. And I'm just like, what fairy tale are you living in? They've always been racist. They've always been killing you. They've always told you how they felt. You know, this isn't anything new. I appreciate the fact that Trump was so open and honest about it because we can see him for who he was. He wasn't going around pretending that he didn't like black people. When he said, I am the least racist person in his room, I took that at face value. Okay, he ain't saying he's not racist. He's saying he's the least racist, as in everybody in this room currently is racist. I just so happen to be a little less racist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely that, Jenny. Jenny said Trump is an opportunist. He's definitely an opportunist. But my thing is, I don't see what's wrong with being an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? I don't see what's wrong with being an opportunist. I don't see what's wrong with it at all.
Black people are also opportunists. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. We can be honest. We have also heard egregious things from black people talking about white people. Shit, I've even partaken in those conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nick Cannon literally got on his live stream saying white people were subhuman monsters, and black people were in the comment sections agreeing with him. We've all agreed on things like that. And I don't understand why we can't just be honest about the way we feel about that type of stuff. I don't think it's just white people who have those thoughts. I just think because of the history, black people get really sensitive about it. I don't think we need to get sensitive about it. I think we need to dig our nails in and be more serious about it. And I think we need to have action behind our feelings. That's where
But
we
see, let me read this comment right quick, Luna. So I don't see nothing wrong with being an opportunist. If you moving through life and you ain't looking for opportunity, yeah, that's questionable. But Coco T says, I digs me some black woman sphere, but I have to be asking you the same thing about the toupee fiasco known as Donald Trump. The same predator who said he can grab pussy. No, sir, opportunist. Damned. Listen here. I would rather Trump say he gonna grab pussy and have him in office as a grown man grabbing pussy than having Joe Biden in office that's touching children. Which one would you prefer? Which one would you prefer? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Which one would you prefer, Coco T? Let a sister know. Which one would you prefer? Because we seen it. But y'all ran down there to vote for him, though, just because he what? A Democrat. I mean, Trump a grown man, so if he want to grab some pussy, I mean, shit, ain't that's what he should be doing? I mean, it's a bit inappropriate. I see where you was trying to go, but the other guy is a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just saying, y'all. Gotta look at stuff from all the way around the board. Like we definitely ain't look up with what we got now. I don't know why black people thought that. And then y'all was so embarrassing, dancing around in the streets and all happy and shit. And I'm like, what is you dancing for? This ain't no win.
And not just that, now with that whole what is it called? Damn, I'm getting a brain fart. That whole the thing where they're talking about they're gonna take racism and slavery and all that stuff out the school. Um it was like when Trump was in office, they were like get him out of office because he's a racist. And now they're just so gun ho about, yeah, slavery is over. We don't want to talk about race anymore. Let's take everything outside of the schools about race. You know, it's just it's the contradiction for me. It just seems like you're comfortable with racism as long as they're not telling you overtly. So they can be undercover racist. They can treat you somewhat human, but as soon as they tell you straight to your face, oh, critical race theory, yes, baby G.
And hey, I'm so happy y'all mentioned that because that's the framework of Kimberly Crenshaw I was telling y'all about, y'all. Critical race theory. That's her theory. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Go ahead, Luna.
Yeah, they were so gung-ho about getting Trump out of office because racism, he's openly racist. He's making these people be extra racist and storm capitals and stuff as if that wasn't already in them to do that. But as soon as Biden got in office, which was what I was completely against because I knew people were wanting to go back to sleep. As soon as he got in office, all of a sudden critical race theory comes out and everybody's just so gun-ho about taking race and all that other stuff out of schools and just forgetting about it and going back to sleep. It's people being comfortable in their subjugation that I have a problem with. It's like if you want to end racism, then we need to do something about it. There's a reason why people were terrified of those white men storming the Capitol, and it wasn't because people were storming the Capitol. It was because it was a bunch of men storming the Capitol. Because had a bunch of women stormed the Capitol, they would have just thought they were basically on their menstrual cycle and made it into a whole clown show. When Black women started Black Lives Matter, the reason why it didn't gain as much traction was because it wasn't a bunch of men. Had Black men started Black Lives Matter and started storming these places, they would have been fucking terrified. But I don't think they even understand their collective force. They want to talk about how all these men are terrified of them. They're not terrified of you because you've never shown force in that way. You've never shown any type of dominance. You want to say all these men are afraid of you. They're not afraid of you. They know you're not going to do anything. They're irritated at best with Black women because of how we get together and how we start a movement, but we're not feared in that way because we live in a patriarchal society. Until the men actually stand up and start really checking niggas, you know, we're not going to get anywhere. And I understand when people say, like, oh, well, you don't even like Black men, so why are you talking about this? Because at the end of the day, I'm a Black woman. So unfortunately, your actions directly affect me. It doesn't matter what happens. We are a collective group. Your actions directly affect me and any children I decide to have.
I just want to thank y'all for bringing up the framework of Kimberly Crenshaw. She really did cause a huge backlash, primarily with white men. Somebody was telling me that black people was the main ones mad about the critical race theory, but I mean, black men and all this stuff, and it's just like, but black men don't matter. White men, the ones that was speaking at all of those Congress meetings and all of that stuff about critical race theory, they was tight about that theory. That Kimberly Crenshaw, which is a Black woman, because I was talking to y'all about framework when I did my Tyrone Spectrum video, and one of the reasons why I do my own framework and I come up with my own analogies for everything, because when I'm dead and gone, and this YouTube channel is still up here, just like everybody else can come up with their own theory based off of their own thought process and their own lane of experience, I can too. Okay. So it's definitely for Black people. It's all about creating your own framework and not building your framework based around white people and what they think. So I'm happy that y'all brought that up, because the main people that I saw that could make a difference with the critical race theory was white men speaking on it every other Congress meeting, trying to damn it straight to hell. See, Black men speaking on it is just like, whatever, how far is they really actually going to get? But when white men and have a problem with what it is you're speaking about, that can become an issue. So I was definitely worried for Kimberly during that time, because I don't want her to, how these white people get. When you get on to something, you might find yourself in a river somewhere.
Oh yeah, like that judge who was actually holding white men who were abusing their authority. She was holding white men to task. Ended up in a river, and they said she somehow drowned. She somehow drowned in the middle of the night, not even going for a walk. They saw she was killed before she was even in the river because there was no water in her lungs. And it's just really sad. It's really sad about how all these things happen to Black women, but it's never brought into the light. Oh, Women's Fair, I wanted to say one more thing before I hop off. I gotta hop
Okay.
off. My thing is, um, damn, I had a brain fart. I'm sorry, go on. Let me see if I can remember real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna read some of the comments because I don't even know who in here right now. Hey Hassan, he is so funny to me. Hey Asia Henry, Sharon Jones, Star Sky, Country Girl, Free Spirit, new name, new case. Hey, Alchemy Goddess, Redemption Goddess, Pink Butterfly, Baby G, Free Spirit. Hey Jenny Diamond,
Oh, I remembered.
I like her. She is so funny to me. Hey Chef Disaster, I hope you feeling well. Hey Country Girl. T. Williams. Hey, Tangon. She was up here with us before, I think, last time. The Eve Jean. Hey, how you doing? Hey, everybody. I really was. This stream was really just to check in with everybody because I ain't been up here in like 8 days. Uh,
I
so
know,
I'll
I
be.
loved your video. You are so gorgeous. Like you, Nyla, Irene, y'all be getting on camera, and I be like, God damn, y'all look younger than me. I didn't know
Girl.
you were so teeny. You
Yes,
are
girl. I'm tall and teeny, girl. Tall and slim. Teeny, teeny,
your
teeny.
your pictures do not do you justice. I was like, I'm not gay, but I mean,
But you know what?
if I was ever gonna consider it.
A lot of people be wondering why people don't get. I think Cynthia is the most confident of both of all three of us with getting on camera. No, her and Irene, all four of us. Her and Irene are very comfortable on camera. Me and Nyla, not so much. We are both kind of like, I know it may sound crazy, especially coming from both of us, but we are both kind of shy when it comes to getting on camera. I think Nyla is more shy than me, but she's getting better with it. But like we both really don't like being on camera like that. Like we just, I don't know. I think it's shyness. I think it is. When I see people that just so comfortable, I'm like, wow, it's admiration. Like, wow, you are just so comfortable doing that. I am not comfortable. I cam up sometimes because most people believe that I'm some type of catfish or something because I post pictures. And I think, it's been a label put on women that talk like me. We all got to be overweight and fat and all of that stuff. So it's like when I do sometimes come on camera just to show people like, hello, no, I'm not overweight. I'm not fat. I'm not any of that. I'm here. I'm what I am, but I'm not looking to be flattered by you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you to tell me I'm pretty, bitch. Talking about the men, not my subscribers.
Facts. I feel you guys because I went from 312 to 130, and I feel weird about even taking selfies because I feel like I have like body dysmorphia where it's like, okay, I know I lost weight, but I don't feel like I'm where I need to be still. I feel like I look weird or something like that. I feel you 100%. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Okay, I remember. The winter is coming. That was the last thing I wanted to say. The
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I can appreciate about the whole winter is coming fiasco is that yes, winter is coming and winter has already started, but it's not coming for Black women like they would like to believe. The winter is coming for people to see these derelict Black males for who they are. And I think at one point in time, everybody seen Black people as one collective Negro. And now that these men have been so vocal and just open about who they are, people are actually starting to separate and see the difference between Black women and Black men. At one point, it was one coin on the table, and now it's two coins on the table where Black women are the heads and Black men are the tails. And that's why it's so incredibly important for men like Taz to make that distinction, because we can clearly see now who these men really are. Who are the men for the community and who are the men who are against it? Because, when you listen to these men talk and they start exposing themselves and they start using those same manosphere talking points and they start going against the women and they're complaining, it's now to the point where your preferences, who once got online talking about, oh, Black men love white women because of this, this, and that, they're online saying like, yo, look, I got the same Black man. Y'all was right. I mean, we don't feel bad for them, but they're even coming out and saying Black men were right. I've literally seen TikTok after TikTok of non-Black people of all races talking about, bitch, just say you couldn't get a Black woman because she didn't like your dusty ass. You know
Right.
what I mean? And that's the one thing I can appreciate about the whole winter thing, is like now people are actually making the distinction and saying, okay, Black women actually have value. Black women take care of their kids. Black women stay around. Black women have struggled alongside of you, and yet they have still made a point to get educated, to fight hard, pull themselves up by the bootstrap, and they're still fighting for, high positions. Black women are doing everything that we are supposed to do, and yet you are still online complaining about makeup and weave and child support, and that is inevitably going to be their downfall, is that they have an issue with being able to have foresight. They cannot see beyond their own needs at that particular moment in time. They can't see beyond, they can't even see a year beyond of how they're feeling at that moment in time, and it's really going to start coming down on them in the next few years, because we can see that. Everybody can see that. There's a reason why white men have stayed in power for so long, is because they do their homework. They see who you are and um they make moves according to that. You have never done that. The only thing you have ever cared about is yourself, to the point where you can't even tell Black women that you love them. That is why so many Black women in the comment sections know that the three words that Black men have never said is I love you, or I appreciate you, or I value you, or that I want to be with you, I want to marry you. Shit, there's so many three-letter words that Black men have never said, and now that's coming to fruition, and it's their own fault.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. With everything that you just said. But I'm gonna say this, y'all. The I can't breathe stuff, I think that it was exploited to the highest extent by Black men and by male identified Black women. I think they use that term to get us all in our fields and to get us out in the streets marching and doing all of that stuff. And I mean, it's just another ploy by the victimization of Black men that they have caused for themselves. Because listen, we got to remember that Black men cause this victimization level that they have, and as far as when it comes to society, for themselves, because they have chosen, they have made a decision, they have made a collective decision. And if you talk to them, if you choose to have conversations with them, you will hear them repeatedly say, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just die? Am I supposed to go out there and die? But we all know when it comes to war and history that no movement has progressed without people dying. So the fact that they refuse to get past that part, there's absolutely nothing we can do unless you, as the matriarchs of a society that's not ran by men, is ran by women. So that means, unfortunately, Black women are responsible for the children. So if you choose to get out there marching and dying and leaving the children on their lonesome, that's on you. That is on you, because our society is not ran by a patriarch. So you don't get to look to the side of you and to the left of you and to the right of you and to the back of you and to the front of you and say, "Oh, well, black men got this, so I can just sit and chill." You ain't been able to sit and chill, so you shouldn't even be connected to the words "I can't breathe." You shouldn't be connected to it, because as a collective, you haven't gotten the words "I love you." So I don't even know why you're connected to it. I don't know why you're connected to that word when the other three words that's the most important in life for people to hear, the words that get people moving, the words that motivate people to do things for you and show up for you and show out for you, is "I love you." So if there is no love, what the fuck are you doing, black women? What are you doing if there is no love? That's when I realized why I was so disconnected from the word "I can't breathe." I kind of had a sense of what it was, but when it hit me, oh, those other three words is "I love you," and it ain't no fucking love. So that's why I ain't connected. And like I said, it may sound very simple, but sometimes the most simplest shit can crack the story and have you moving in a different way. You ain't got to get all deep. That's what I'll be telling y'all. All you got to do is pay attention to what's around you. Look at what's around you. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to read white people's statistics. You ain't got to be like, well, the most successful marriages is between these people and that people. And statistics say that black men, you ain't got to do none of that shit. All you got to do is look around you. If you old enough and you seeing the same pattern over and over and over and over and over again, and you choose to just keep sitting there like a bump on the log, like you don't see what you see, knowing goddamn well you see what you see. You see it. And you're going to sit up there and just keep telling yourself you don't see what you see. It's going to take you to read a white man's book or a black man's book to tell you what you need to know about men. When you a woman and you sitting here looking at them with your face, if it takes you to believe other people to believe what you see with your own eyes, you still got some more shadow work to do, boo. If it take other people to tell you what you see with your own eyes, you got some more shadow work to do. Should nobody have to sit up and make you read a book to see motherfucking men ain't shit? There's no reason why you should be connected to "I Can't Breathe." No reason at all. I'm sick of y'all sitting up here talking about all these fucking statistics. Y'all only looking for a reason to justify why they do what they do. It ain't no reason. The reason is they ain't shit. What else more do you need? They ain't shit. Why do you need it? Why do you need it? They just ain't shit. That is a choice that they have collectively made together to not be shit. It ain't no book that made them as a person in their own mind say, I'm just gonna not be shit. I'm just gonna not be shit. I'm gonna just decide not to be shit. No, they made that decision. They made that decision. I don't want to hear about your environment. I don't want to hear about your mammy. I don't want to hear about your daddy not being there to take you to the fair. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You grown. You made a decision. And y'all gonna read every book that come across y'all lap trying to make sense out of these fools. All because I can't breathe. All because of shit like I can't breathe. Now they pulling at your heartstrings. Now you all in your reads trying to figure out what's the statistical matter of the situation. All you gotta do is look around you. Y'all act like y'all don't see nothing. Y'all want to close your eyes for the rest of your life because y'all Uncle Elroy and y'all Uncle Jethro and your brother Tyrone and your sister Brenda and Mamie and all of these mammies, mules, and niggatry and your family. So you got your eyes closed and you want to believe that it ain't what it is, even though you know deep down in your heart it is what it is. You know you can't stand these motherfucking niggas. The only reason why you're not saying it out loud because you don't want to be called bitter. Black women have a fucking detest, a hatred for being called bitter. Own it. You made me bitter, bitch. You ain't do shit to make me happy, hoe. Just say it. Just say it. The next time a black man or a black male identified mammy bitch, pick me hoe, mule, call you bitter, say y'all bitches made me bitter, bitch. And say it with your motherfucking chest. They fucking made you bitter, but you ain't got to stay there. All you got to do is lead them motherfuckers in the dust. That's all you got to do. Lead them mammy mule friends that stay trying to set you the fuck up in the dust and lead them stupid ass niggas in the dust. And then the bitterness will go away. It's like magic. The bitterness goes away when you leave all them behind. The bitterness will remain when they in your fucking life. They the ones that make you fucking bitter. And they gonna sit up there and make you bitter, then come at you for being bitter. See, that's the manipulation of the black community. That's what they do. This is what they do. They will do everything in the world to make you unhappy, upset, and all of that. And as soon as you get to a place where you display yourself as unhappy and upset, then you're bitter. Just tell them, okay, I'm bitter. You made me that way. As soon as I can get rid of you, the bitterness will go away. That's it. That's all you got to do, girl. You ain't got to let these motherfuckers make you feel no type of way. See, this is what they like to do. This is why I tell y'all to remove the power in words. Remove the power in words. Being bitter is a feeling. If somebody is consistently manipulating you, gaslighting you, misusing you, verbally abusing you, emotionally abusing you, consistently throughout a lifespan, of course you're going to be bitter. But as soon as you let all of that shit go, then the bitterness goes away. It goes away. It's real simple. It's real simple. You know who you need to cut out. You know who you need to cut out. This is what they do because I'm telling you, certain words work on mammies. See, when they call mammies bitter, mammies get all in their feelings. Like, I hate that word. They use that word to try to make us feel, okay. So take the power back from the word. You still feel some type of way about the word bitter. That's why you hate to hear it. It stings at you because black men and mammies and mules, for black women, have used it against you to make you feel bad because you know the true nature of black men. Once you know the true nature of black men, honey, you might as well get prepared to be called bitter for the rest of your motherfucking life. Once you know the true nature of black men, be prepared to be called bitter for the rest of your fucking life, ma'am. Be prepared. They ain't gonna let you live it down. Every time you say something bad about them, the first word they gonna go to, and it's because they know that it hurts a mammy and a mule's feeling. See, they don't understand coming in this chat with us. Yeah, it don't hurt our feelings. Ugh. We would have to value your opinion for it to hurt our feelings. Let me tell you something. You have every right to be bitter. You have every right to be upset. They ain't worth shit. They get you caught up in all types of shit. They got you in the middle of the street being maced and stun gunned and sprayed with water hose and shit. And then they got the nerve to not show up for the baby first birthday party. You got a right to be bitter. So what? So what? You damn right I'm bitter, bitch. Now you stay your ass the fuck away from my bitter ass, bitch. Hoe, and your mama a hoe too. Your mama a hoe too. Your mama smell like your asshole that you refuse to open and wash, bitch. Your mama smell like your asshole that you refuse to open and wash, hoe. That's what your mama smell like. Your mama stank in that moo-moo walking around the house with that funky wolf pussy. That's your motherfucking mama. Okay? Your mama and your grandmother smell like the crack of your ass, bitch. Your mama and your grandma and your Uncle Elroy and your Uncle Jethro that's probably touching on all the kids in the family smell like them funky ass shoes that bitch you fucking in the projects have to leave outside on the porch because they can't make it in the house because your feet stink too goddamn mad. That's what your mama and your grandmother smell like, ho. That's what your mama and your grandmother smell like, ho. And your sister is the town slut. That's why you don't trust no motherfucking body, because your sister been getting her cheeks clapped and ran through all throughout the motherfucking neighborhood, bitch. And you still don't protect her. She always got black eyes and all types of shit. And your mama is somewhere sitting on somebody's goddamn bar stool looking for the next nigga to love her, and ain't nobody ever loved your goddamn mama. Ain't nobody ever loved your mama. She should have swallowed your bitch ass, but since she didn't, she's sitting on the bar stool at the local tavern looking for somebody to fucking love her, because ain't nobody ever want to love her because she got all you motherfucking bastards running around her motherfucking house. So nobody wanted to love your motherfucking mama, bitch. Your mama stay on the bar stool at the end of the bar stool looking for love, hoe, in a local tavern. That's your motherfucking mother. That's your mama. The bitch probably can't cook. What was you eating? Hamburger helper all your life? Okay. Your mama is the nasty hoe. Your mama is the nasty bitch that wears that synthetic weave from the motherfucking store from the hair store that's in the box when you walk in that bitch. The hair that's $3, $5, and $7, all odd numbers. And let me tell you something, them odd numbers ain't coincidental, bitch. Your mama is odd. Your mama odd. That's why she in the odd weave box in the motherfucking hair store with the $3 hair, the $5 hair, and the $7 hair that's synthetic that she gonna put in her hair to go sit at that tavern on that corner seat and get her a new dick that's going to discard her and create another one of you dusty, ratchet, ashtray motherfuckers. That's your mama, bitch. That's your mama, hoe. That's the true level of bitterness, bitch. That's your mama with the odd number hair. The odd number hair and the tattered and torn box with the motherfucking Arab dude smiling in your face, calling you baby, wanting you to pick the hair out the motherfucking box, bitch. That's your mama. Your mama opts for the box, not the $600, $700 hair behind the counter, bitch. Your mother is opting for the odd hair box for $3, $5, and $7 to sit on that motherfucking stool in that raggedy ass tavern that smells like mildew with period blood all over the toilet seat in the motherfucking bathroom and tissue getting stuck to her motherfucking feet just so she can waddle her ass back home to you ratchet ass motherfucking kids that got felonies, ain't never been to college, ain't been nowhere, ain't gonna go nowhere, and she gonna be stuck with all your misery and dysfunction because she decided not to swallow and she decided not to go to that clinic. That's your mama, hoe. Your mama is the true definition of bitter. Your mama is laying on a bed, possibly on the floor or without a headboard, crying herself to sleep at night because she don't know who your father is. That's your mammy. That's your mother. That's the true definition of bitter, Dre. That is your mama. I want to know where your mama at. The whore that didn't think enough of herself to fucking swallow. She knew goddamn well she met your daddy sitting on the seat of that tavern chair, but she still had high hopes and brought your dumb ass into this motherfucking world. Yeah, that's what you need to be worried about. Your mama smelling like the crack of your motherfucking ass. Cause you know she ain't teach you to wash that bitch. She was too busy sitting on the tavern stool. This is why y'all can't be fucking these motherfucking niggas. These niggas got ball ass shit sweat on they dick because they don't wash it and the shit liquefies and seeps down to their balls onto their dick. When you fuck, you sweat. So if you sweating that shit and that sweat because they don't know how to spread their ass cheeks because they had a tavern hoe for a mama at the bar, so that shit is getting into fucking black women's pussies. Don't get me to start. That's your mama, bitch. Your mama is the one that ain't care enough to come in a fucking bathroom with you when you was a little boy and teach you how to wipe and how to wipe good. You the one that's fucking women and sweating and getting your funky ass sweat on black women's vaginas. That's what you doing because your mama a tavern hoe. You want to talk about bitter some more? And your sister probably kicking it with her because she done grown up with it. Your sister probably having her 21st birthday party at the local bar and shit. With her leggings on from Rainbow and shit and her little cheap heels from Shoe Time. Her little cheap heels from Shoe Time at the little corner bar. She got a little table set out there. She done rented and shit. And she got her food sitting out on the motherfucking table for anybody to eat, anybody to touch. Just no coof, no polish at all. With her little leggings on and her little heels on and her little bustier shirt. With her flat ass and her hipless self. And there with her mama. Her mama, this my friend and my daughter. Y'all see my daughter and my daughter, y'all. Here go my daughter and this my son. My son right here, he just came home. My son just came home. He just did 6 years. Just my son, y'all. I'm so happy my son home, y'all. That's your mama. My son home. My son home. He finally home. This is last bid. He ain't gonna do it again. This is third time. He say he ain't going back. And then my daughter, she turned 21. That's your mama. That's your mama. The local tavern hoe. That's your mama. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's your mama, Dre. Embarrassing your little sister. She all at the bar, like embarrassed with her little leggings on. Cause more than likely the sister got bigger dreams. She done graduated from high school. She just can't wait to get the fuck away from y'all and shit. She just can't wait. She done graduated from high school with honors. You know, she probably some type of, you know, she got some type of good job, and you know, she ain't never been in jail. And then she got the tavern hoe for a mama. She got the jail baby, the jail brothers, family members. You know, she ain't trying to be all caught up in all of that. She just at the party her mama threw for her, you know, because she ain't got the funds right yet just to hop out the porch and hop off the gate. But she about to be somebody. That's what it is. I've seen this story too many times. I grew up in the hood. I seen the young girl that was the little sister. That was the one that turned out to be more successful than everybody in the family. And everybody hated her, and everybody dogged her and pushed her away and used her and borrowed money from her. Every time the brother went to jail, they expected her to be the one to bail him out or put money on his books. And I done seen it all before. I know your mama, Dre. I know your mama. I know she ain't teach you to wipe between the crack of your ass. I know for a fact she did. So once again, why should we care that they can't breathe? Why should we care that they can't breathe? We shouldn't. This is Woman Sphere. You guys be easy.